What's going on, family? It's the Lucky Libra here with another energy breakdown. I just want to go over the influences we dealing with early in the week, especially to bring some clarity to the different ways we may have dealt with our emotions over this full moon in Libra transit over the weekend, all right? Before I get into the energies, I just want to briefly introduce Border Lucky Libra's element candles, all right? Shout out to Day and Night Co. All right, she's the creative genius behind helping me come up with these candles. Okay, with her Pisces moon self. So y'all make sure to check out her brand and her dope collections that she's coming out with. And we got all the elements held down. So we got, my air signs, my fire signs, my earth signs, and my water signs. And all scents are customized towards the vibe of each element. So these is going to be available on my site pretty soon. So, and they also will be discounted for my Patreons as well, besides the other things that I have in the works, ebooks, merch, etc. All right. So let's get into these energies right quick. Okay. So we just experienced the full moon in Libra transit. We know full moons is dealing with releasing, detaching, and with us subconsciously picking up on that energy of a full moon. This influences us to express or to release in different ways. If we have had pent up energies in certain areas, that area where you may have had certain pent up areas and universe wanted you to detach and release from and cut things down from and clear your space from, was the house, not only the house that the moon was transiting during the full moon Libra, but it also had to correlate to relationships in that area of life, or how you personally relate yourself in that area of life. So I want to go ahead and check out my reading I did with the full moon in Libra transiting the houses to gain more clarity about that. But ultimately, we were all in a state where we were trying to, filter our relationships, understand what relationships we're involved in play out as a compliment or a detriment to our personal aspirations, our personal goals, all right? And the things that we personally into right now, aka Sun in Aries, aka spring equinox. So this is very extreme energy. Everything with Aries season and Mars is going to be extreme, but they're both cardinal, all right? So cardinal signs are leaders, aggressive, they want to initiate. So we may have expressed our certain thoughts that were in the back of our mind to certain individuals, may have felt like we had to connect to certain people for closure or to express how we truly feel about things. With the sun in Aries, it's influencing us to go, based off of the spark, the sight, the feeling of something, all right? It's influencing us to act on that energy. And then when we got the ruler of Aries in Gemini, which is a communication sign, once again, a lot of, our instincts to act on certain things that we see and feel, a lot of it's going to be filtered through our relationships and communication. Okay, so with the full moon transiting Libra, we may have been real expressive of our thoughts and feelings to others. We may have Libra's the relationship sign with one-on-one connection. So certain situations in our life where we felt like we were imbalanced because of a form of connection with another single party, we may have, potentially overdid it to get certain points across. So now that we coming out of this full moon transit and now the moon is in Scorpio, we may be dealing with some of the aftermath of what we may have expressed and communicated with that full moon transiting in Libra. We're sinking into more deeper reflection about what may have occurred with our relationships or the concepts that we may have developed about our relationships over the full moon in Libra. The full moon gonna bring all them influences, thoughts, feelings, all right, ideas to do things differently. So even if you didn't communicate or, actually have something physically come into fruition as far as you communicating and relating to others, just the simple idea of how you're going to deal with people differently was definitely on the mind this weekend in some type of shape or form. Okay, may have been a lot of extreme energies in your actual relationship. So this is all helping us to understand how our relationships play a part, period, in what we're personally creating this year. Okay, this spring season to be specific. Now, a lot's been going on. A lot's been thrown in our face to distract us with certain things, from Lil Nas X to I'm seeing a lot of car accidents. There was a 13 and 15-year-old girls from Washington, D.C. and they stole a car, and they got into an accident, murdered the Uber driver. They were trying to steal the car from. So family, I'm just saying, like, right now you got to move safe and cautious. You got to do things in a timely manner to decrease potential for any errors and mistakes in what you're doing right now, because some people ain't moving with their head on their shoulders. Now, moving into this moon in Scorpio transit, the moon is uncomfortable here, and it's always going to trigger some deep emotion. It's always going to, filter and try to get to the root of things that may be making you uncomfortable. It's too many mays and m's. Things that make you deeply uncomfortable, that you may not want to connect to, you may not want to touch, you may try to psych yourself up to think that you're not aware of. Yeah, them things come to the surface with the moon transit in Scorpio. So we just came off a relationship transit that was in a full moon. So things that just happened in that short span may be heavy on your emotional well-being during this moon in Scorpio transit. So, that full moon, new moon energy lingers for the next couple of moon transits. The president is set during that period, during full moons of what we're releasing, what we're detaching, and in the new moon of, what we're setting intentions in, what we're implementing that's new. So when the moon transits out that sign, that energy's still going to linger. It's still work to do. If you released and detached from a certain concept of how you relate to others, how you deal with relationships, whether it's detaching a certain relationship or actually or moderating how distant or how connected you are to a certain party, regardless of that, with the moon transiting Scorpio, there's still more work to do as far as adjusting your emotional well-being towards what just happened. You may have made the right decision for something that needed to be detached and released from, but it may have not have been the easiest decision. So with the moon transit in Scorpio, we dealing with that right now. We dealing with the transformation and emotions when it comes to certain adjustments that we made or we still know we have to make that we didn't act on or didn't come to ground with over the full moon in Libra transit. We dealing with all of that right now. But on top of that, the sun and moon are both in signs ruled by Mars. Aries ruled by Mars, Scorpio's ruled by Mars. Very passionate time. Can be a very volatile time. All right. Mars energy, Martian energy, warrior energy, clash energy. Scorpio or Aries will invite some confrontation. Like, they ain't like me. They ain't Libras. I'm a Libra Scorpio. It's a little different, but Libras to be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to clash. I'll be the bigger person. Like, it ain't that serious. Like, whatever. This person's bugging, but I'm not about to steep down to that level or whatnot. Nah, not the Aries and Scorpio. Not the Aries and Scorpio. We got war now. Somebody got to win now. This is competition. So when it comes to any of that Scorpio moon emotion that we dealing with, certain emotions we may have about certain people, places, and things, or about our own personal passions, goals, all right? Our own motives, Scorpio energy, 8th house energy. These things, we're going to have to learn how to deal with these things right now. All right, with the moon transit in Scorpio, you're gonna have to learn to adjust your emotions and all that passion right now, because it's the influence for us to push this out. Every transit keep getting stronger and stronger with the lack of control we may have with things that's burning inside of us. For a person that we have a desire for a goal, or a personal issue that we have a desire or a certain passion for, it's hard to limit all that fire right now, all that Mars energy, especially to start the week. Look, we woke up today to a Scorpio moon transit. Sweetie and Quavo all up in the tabloids, whatnot, making media because of clash, because of a confrontation. Okay. Quavo is an Aries sun, Scorpio moon. So he's the example of these energies. So this is why I tell y'all, this is why breaking down astrological energies and celebrities, or bigger platforms, bigger brands, bigger parties, it's so easy to see examples of what we're experiencing, because since they have bigger energies, bigger lights, they get hit. So it's more of a responsibility or more of a shift to deal with energies, or they're more of an example to us of what's going on. So Quavo being an Aries sun, Scorpio moon, just that one little clip, I don't want to put heavy detail on it or whatnot, but just that one little clip, not only do you see him trying to take some power back, him trying to use the bags. It looked like he's trying to snatch bags, get possessions back from her. But in some type of shape or form, we see some clashing. We see some type of, high passionate energy dealing with friction with them in that moment. And he's just going to be in the light. He naturally going to fall into that energy because he's an Aries sun. So he's going to be one of the first celebrities to get picked in a situation to be seen, because the sun is in Aries. So Aries, this is why this is y'all season. Y'all are being seen the most right now. That's for everybody in their birthday season. But he has Scorpio moon. So as soon as the moon went to Scorpio, his personality and how he reacts to the world is on the stage. Your actions is on the stage during your birthday season. This is why you want to express new things, drop new projects, drop new music, drop new things with your business brands. But he is Scorpio moon too. So we experiencing Quavo energies today. Building up a lot of Mars energy when it comes to the emotions and being very selective with how you express it. With how you express it. When you have heavy Mars energy, it's not so much about you being highly expressive, but it's also what you being, because there's some people with a lot of Aries energy and they're very introverted, because the Mars energy just doesn't like putting their shit in the air, their feelings, their thoughts. That's not an Aries Scorpio thing. But when it comes to what they want to do, what they want to act on, they individuals, both of them, Aries and Scorpios. So we just want to be mindful during this transit that we know how we dealing with our emotions. We making sure we're not projecting onto others right now. This type of energy could bring jealousy, could bring a bit of hate, could bring a lot of frustration. And I'd be lying if I said that wasn't true. Okay. So with Mars still floating in Gemini, we got all this passionate ass energy to deal with. And where's our mind at? It's in Pisces still, conjunct Neptune. It's in Pisces conjunct Neptune. So our mind is, once again, still in La La Land, still developing all type of creative ideas to do things in a positive or negative way, developing a whole bunch of creative ideas for our personal aspirations and you goals right now in Aries season. Listen, if you somebody serious right now about what you want to implement into the world right now, if you've been taking action, you've been trying to get things into your schedule to create and formulate what is it that you're trying to bring into the world this new year, spring season, Aries season, you've been feeling the support mentally with how you're able to think about things, creative ways to do things, possibly even support from others in order to, because Pisces still deal with the collective. It's still mutable, still deal with the exchange. Mutable energies deal with the exchange. So yeah, you're not going to sit here and tell me you ain't getting no type of creative support right now with how you dealing with some of your personal issues, whether it's a positive or negative issue. Mercury's going to help you to is water, deal with understanding, deal with connecting, is mutable, has a Venus influence, deal with compassion, relatability, ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter's trying to learn, trying to understand, trying to gain awareness. This is why Pisces is some of the most understanding signs in the zodiac and may subconsciously place themselves in situations to have that open ass heart, that big warm ass heart you Pisces be having, turn into some evil shit. Turn into some, all right, you manipulated me, you took advantage of my emotions. All right, two can play this game. Because that mind of a Pisces could get evil as hell. If it could be as imaginative, as dreamy as we say Pisces are, then imagine the negative spectrums of what they can jump to mentally in their minds. So yeah, don't be playing with Pisces. Don't be playing with no water signs. Treat people how you want to be treated, family. All right. So we got to just be conscious of how we are able to develop certain ideas about things right now and have the passion to just act on it, express it, and communicate it. Got to be conscious of it right now, especially when it comes to some of our passions, some of our deep motives, and our personal goals with this moon transit in Scorpio. This transit is also helping us to understand how to act on our passions, because this is, Aries is the masculine, the push out of, Mars. Scorpio is the feminine, so it hones in, it understands its passions before it executes it. Right now, we're understanding how to be more calculative and timely when it comes to our forms of expressing our passions, acting on our passions and motives. All right, family? So y'all already know what it is. It's the Lucky Libra. We're going to keep these energies updated throughout the week, and I hope y'all guys continue to have a prosperous and productive week. Peace.